We're about to go live on IG, the mayor of the streets. Definitely follow me, but you can listen in.
Get the mayor on. There he is. Hello, Mayor.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
A warm welcome to everyone. Tanya is here. She's just on another call. So I'm very blessed to have my twin sister all the way from Las Vegas to join us today. And we're very excited because we're going to talk about creating your own economy. That's right, your economy, the currency of you is alive and well, and we would love to invite you today, not waiting till the end of the year, not till the 31st of December, today. Let your Thanksgiving gift be you today. Let your new year begin today, and we're going to talk about creating your own economy. So, Mayor, hello to you. I'm trying to see some of your followers, who they are, who's joined. I know some of my people have, so thank you for being here. A big wave. I've just set it up. I'm actually on the other side of the room because I'm trying to get room here waiting for Tanya. I would love everyone to know, if you're noticing this beautiful arrangement, this is a protea. This is the South African national flower. I am originally from South Africa. Many of your audience didn't know that. And I'm very much, if you're new to the mayor and our world, we come together regularly to love on you and create impact and expand you, explode you into doing you differently. Because I know and appreciate some of you may be in a lot of fear now. You're worried about, inflation, your jobs, and we just want to appease you, bring you some peace today, and tell you in these moments are actually the greatest opportunities for you. You perhaps would, your rational linear mind will fight for you now and say, that's impossible, Tam. But I'm actually going to show you today how you can, with my twin sister, how you can create, regardless of the circumstances, a thriving economy within you. So if you're all up to that, stay tuned. Tanya won't be long. She's just about to come and join me. And Mayor, I hope all your people here, I know you're doing a YouTube live.
Right.
My definitely mission in life is to serve all of you and contribute any way I can, because I see everyone with this enormous potential, and they're not choosing it. They're not stepping into it. Mayor?
Well, I just want to welcome everybody first and foremost. Give people time, especially your lovely twin, to grace her presence of this live. But reminder to y'all, share the live. When y'all come on, y'all can leave comments. We're gonna be reading the comments as we speak, but we encourage y'all to leave comments. Not just that, just also share the live. Share the live. I'm gonna have it posted on my page, like she mentioned earlier. I'm also on YouTube live. So at the end of the day, we want to spread the word. We're first class. That's first class private jet. We are there. This is your time. This is your season. All the artists checking in. Everybody. I saw somebody saying they getting ready to make a transition into the workplace, another situation. We encourage all that, because right now, this is your season right now. Like she said, it's Thanksgiving coming up. Just in my world alone, we have been mourning the death of artists, people we know, friends, family. But what we have today is something that's just going to lift you up. And I wanted to make sure when I go live, the words that I speak is just going to lift you up. So if she's saying some things that's resonating with what you're going through, please leave comments. Please share. Spread the word. Follow Currency, Tanya. Let everybody know that this is definitely the place you need to be. And I just want to just thank y'all for just coming, because like at the end of the day, everybody that joins this, y'all are just showing that we're on the same frequency right now. So how you know, I see I see you stepped in, but and also one thing I want to tell everybody that's tuning in, make sure, because it's homework for you, because if you decide to make that change with yourself and step into the best version of you, the money's gonna come, everything's gonna come. The what you're going through is, we have a solution for that. These ladies right here, they're incredible. So please share the live, share the live, share the live, and leave comments. Leave comments, like, love, put the hearts up. I see everybody, even while they're talking, just show love. But I'll let y'all take it away. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, today we want to step into creating goals for you, and not any ordinary goals, because to have a thriving economy, one that you own, you have to have a destination, a goal or a series of goals that you're going to travel towards. Tanya? Yeah, I think in order for you to create your own currency, you don't have to wait until December the 31st. In fact, now is the perfect time to start today. Now is to start thinking about where you would like to be, not just next year, but go big or go home. And what I'm talking about is that we're going to be talking about your mind, and in particular, the power and potency of your subconscious mind. You see, we all are engineered for success. We literally are all engineered for success. Why do so many people survive so many atrocities when you think about it? So many atrocities, they seem to survive because we are engineered for success. Think of how many people survived the Great Depression, or maybe survived COVID, for God's sake. There were many people that became millionaires during COVID because they made a decision that they were going to work towards surviving, not just surviving, but thriving, really blooming, whatever it was. They made that decision, and it all does come down to decision. So I believe many people are lazy decision makers. In fact, we've never been shown how to make decisions. But there's so much power and potency when you make a decision, no ordinary decision, but a committed decision, that you are going to do whatever it takes to move towards your goal. You see, your subconscious mind needs a destination. It's like a GPS, and it needs a destination. And you have to constantly be true to that goal. You see, the plan can change, but the goal never does. But many people don't have a goal because they want to know the whole plan. But the plan really is none of your business. That's up to the unseen forces called the universe, God, source, spirit. But we do need to somehow give our subconscious mind a destination. Otherwise, you will be a plaything to outside circumstances. You will always then be reacting instead of responding to what's going on in the outside world. And let's be honest, right? Life is always going to be on life terms. It will. There's always going to be things that are happening on the outside that we have no control over. But the only thing we have control over is how we think. We have control over what we think. But we sometimes think, what's the point? I can't be bothered. Or look what's happening over here. I better go and take care of it over here. Sure, I say go and visit, but don't stay too long. Or look back, but don't stay. Right? Keep moving towards where you're going. Remember, we can't save everyone. Right? And in Wallace Wattles' book, The Science of Getting Rich, he talks about that we cannot save everyone. The worst thing we can do is to commiserate with those people and continue or perpetuate constantly this world of lack and limitation. But the great
greatest gift you can give everyone right now is that you become rich yourselves. And rich, I'm not talking about just money. Rich is wealthy within. Within becomes without. Wealthy in the way you think about yourself, about money, about your business, about your life. When you start to move towards you becoming rich, and you arrive, and you then bring people along, raise people, never lower yourself down. Keep moving towards your goal and raise people up. You can't save the millions. You can only save yourself. And when you've saved yourself, right, save yourself first and then show other people how you did it. Right? That's the most important thing I want to put out. So today, Tam and I want to talk about you creating your own currency and really talk about you becoming rich in everything. But rich within is wealthy within. Wealth without doesn't happen until you become wealthy within. How do you become wealthy? First, well, let's come up with a goal for each and every one of you. The good news is you already know what you'd love to be doing. That desire inside of you, that's God talking to you, my darlings. Listen, you wouldn't be given the idea if there wasn't a plan in place for you to manifest it. I promise you, the plan is there, already waiting for you, but you're so busy worrying about what's happening out here in the outside world, and you believe your 3D reality so much more than the desire that God has given you. You need to nurture and nourish that goal. Constantly nurture it and nourish it. It's like a seed you plant and you water it and you feed it a bit of nutrition, right? You keep doing it, and you mustn't go and then pick up and dig it up. You've got to allow the gestation period to happen. But many of you go, oh, well, I'll go and look after someone else's seedling. I'll go and feed it and nurture theirs. We often make other people's cause and effect our own. There seems to be an addiction in the world, this need to be needed, and this need to be needed by others. But what would happen if you just nurtured your need within you and you took care of that? You're not being selfish, my loves. You're not being selfish at all when you go nurture your dream inside of you. So that's what we'd like to talk about today, is you creating this vision for your life that includes your own currency. And currency, as you know, shows up in so many facets. So Tam or Meg, would you like to add anything to that so we can have this delicious banter going on?
Right. That was well spoken. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I'm just so happy right now that everybody's receiving what you're saying. I just want to just remind people, leave comments, and I'm seeing everything that's going on, and I'm just happy right now that I couldn't explain it better. You just were perfect with that, so I just pass it on.
Okay. All right. So Tam, so what I would like to invite our audience right now is just to step into calmness. I know you're being very triggered by, as Tanya's just spoken, by your senses, by this rational linear mind that wants to keep you safe. It's designed that way, but it's very egoic by nature, and it gets all the information from the external environment, and it wants to put it into compartments to keep you safe. But we want to allow you to step into another part of your brain called your subconscious. And your subconscious mind controls 95% of your success. And the subconscious contains a program that is running you daily. And this particular program evolves or comes about through socialization, conditioning, and definitely your environment and genetic input as well. Even when you were conceived, you pick up on the energetic, I suppose, states, thoughts, beliefs of the environment, other people, your parents, and your Your brain absorbs all that information, and by 0 to 7, you are running actually other people's junk, mental junk. It doesn't even belong to you. So we're here to show you to have a new way of creating goals is to have a pause on you at the moment. Get calm, because when you pause, you will be able to have awareness of where you are reacting to life, not responding where you are reacting. And when you can pause, you will feel, and then you will be able to at least take a break from the distractions that aren't really serving you. That's that social media or the toxic friends or environments that you know aren't right for you, because you do know what you know, because you do know. Take that break and let's write down what you would love to experience right now. What would you love to create right now? Because if you keep looking at the problem, if you keep looking at what's not working in your life, what's going wrong, Source, God, Universe recognizes you are an energetic being living this human experience. We're all energy with energetic systems working us and making us alive in this human suit that we wear. When you are able just to pause, this creative genius that you all have steps in. Your soul will step in and allow you to own some of these goals. It will allow you to at least, I encourage you to write them down. And don't be afraid. Write them down. Get really clear. What would you love to experience now? Let's get this economy going. Your economy. You don't have to tell anyone. But what would you love to experience?
Yeah, I think Tam's making a valid point, is that we're so busy. Let's give an example. So it's interesting that the universe is trying to bring us everything we want. I like to call the universe God. It's dying to bring us everything we want, but we don't sit still enough to write out what we would love. So no wonder we keep getting the same results over and over again, because we haven't taken the time out. And I'm not saying it's a one-time thing. It's a process. It's a process to get clear with what we want. And how we come up with what we want is based on contrast. We often discover what we don't want. The opposite of that is what we would want, what we would love. Okay. And I discovered that initially when I started to do this work, I wrote out 50 wants of what I'd love my relationships to be, my bank account, what I'd love my business to be, and my health, and this new version of myself. And at first, when you're starting to write out your wants, the first 50 can often be on the superficial level. It's often the Lamborghini, it could be the 20-bedroom home, it could be this. But as you sit writing out your wants, and it can be done, because sometimes I find my clients, when they come with me, initially it's all about the cash and prizes. It's always about the cash and prizes first. But if you spend time over a period of time and keep going beyond the 50, that is what your soul would really love. And what I've discovered is that we have to get clear with what's really important to us. And often what we think we want, we know many people that once you get the cash and prizes, it never feels enough. It never feels we're done, because we never got to our soul's purpose and what we would love to be doing. So as a suggestion, in order for all of us to start to work right now towards this vision, and we're not going to wait till December the 31st, we're starting this work today, is as a suggestion, I highly recommend that you leave this conversation today and start to write out at least 50 wants, and let it flow out of you. Let your soul be your strategy and let them flow out of you. You'll be surprised at first they'll be superficial, but after the 50, the real wants of what you want, that is God talking to you. That is exactly what your soul is here for. That's the divine plan for your life. And then once you get clear, and sure, it could be you being this beautiful superstar as a rapper, maybe a producer in the music industry, whatever it is. When you know that, I want you to know the divine plan is already in place for you to achieve that. Your only work is to stop looking at results and saying, where's my stuff? It's here already. It's all waiting for you. Your only work is to maintain that higher frequency of just this deep knowing it's here already. I just keep moving towards it. So that's the first part of our conversation today.
Right.
Is for you to start to get clear with what you would really want and go beyond the 50. How does that sound?
Listen, I'm encouraging everybody to do exactly that, because the things that are in your head, it needs to be written down. And that mark that you said 50, and that's really what's in your soul, because of course you're going to say, I want the house, the car, the studio, the album to drop, things of that nature. But that's very important that you write it down and see. And a lot of people, I feel, are going to find out who they really are. By the time you get to that 51 and you start writing things down, but keep in mind the thing that you put number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that can come, that will come if when you understand who you are and your purpose, that's when everything starts to flow. And I
have to share a true story. Coming home to Australia, I haven't been home for 3 years, and I came home to visit my elderly parents. That really was an intuitive calling I had. I need to go home now and really celebrate and thank my parents. My dad's 93, my mum is 85 on the 30th of November. And I came home and I knew my intention, and I spent a week with them, and my twin sister Tam and my younger sister, God, you're spending that long. But it really was the greatest gift I gave myself, because I realized I actually listened to my programming. I realized when I lived in that house or in this apartment they've got and spent time with them, I gave myself a gift to discover there's nothing wrong. I discovered that I had been programmed with the wrong information of who I am, what I am worth, and what I'm capable of. Say that again, Dan. I spent time discovering that I've been programmed with the wrong information of who I am, what I am worth, and what I am capable of. And all I've been programmed with is their belief system that was passed on to them, and no doubt passed on to them, both genetically and environmentally. And it was such a revelation to go, oh my God, this doesn't even belong to me, some of this programming. This is your stuff. And it was so freeing to go, my spiritual DNA is perfect. There is actually nothing wrong with me. I actually could go even bigger than this and not even worry what people think of me, because all I've done is hold back based on my parents telling me to shut up and be quiet and stop being. And so I think the greatest gift is I went there not to make it wrong. It was actually made very, very revealing that what I made a decision about for my life and from the vision, I'm actually stepping into that. I just need to keep going. But I have to be aware that the programming, the paradigm, can shut me down because it's their paradigm. So I have to rewrite
my story of my new life and repeat it to myself till this new program gets inside my subconscious mind. And so that's what I want you to realize. In order for you to have a paradigm shift and move from your mental junk into this new way of life for you that includes so much abundance, and know that truth, then you get to now write out exactly how you want your life to be, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when people start working with us, they think initially it's about the cash and prizes. But believe it or not, when you discover the diamond within, when you discover that, and you just own that, that's when everything shows up on the outside, right? The thing we need to learn to do right now is just value ourselves. When you've convinced yourself you're bloody worth it, oh my God, game over. That will show up on the outside as well for you. So that's just some little nuggets I've discovered, a true story. And that makes a valid point. And Ashley makes a comment here where she says other people's conditioning, you're right, their programming will try and keep you small. But that's why I started our conversation today saying you need, take the time, take your Thanksgiving period, which I invite, I hope you're going to have a little bit of a break. Take that time to thank you for how far you've traveled. And thank you for this visionless goal you are now stepping into. And that will require you to get quiet and become, especially in Thanksgiving, it'll invite you to sit still, be very quiet, and observe the programming that you are under the influence of. And let that be the determinant that you, as you sit there and you watch the shenanigans and the drama, the chaos unfolding in your households or with people or friends, the chaos, the drama, become the observer. And then step in those moments where it's all the firecrackers are going off, start to then think, I know what I don't want, and I can't keep focusing on the problem anymore or telling this old story because I can see this is all being created or I've absorbed other people's beliefs here. What would I love right now? What would I love right now? And it will come to you, I promise you, if you get quiet and you get still. And the cash and prizes will eventually just move over. They're a byproduct because when you really are doing what you love to do, it will completely create this magnetic energy of who you be that people will not resist buying from you, being in your energy, wanting to buy your creations. They will, even you, if you are a hip hop artist, and even what you're going to write in your lyrics will be so profound because you are aligned with the goal. Guess what? Already achieved. It's already done. Anything there? Would you like to add? Any other questions here from anyone?
Well, I just want
everyone
listen.
Okay? Is everyone understanding where we're up to?
That was incredible. I'll probably have to rewatch the video because y'all speak about my mother. I didn't know y'all's mother and my mother had the same birthday, November 30th.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
So I listened to that and I was like, and that's heavily on my mind because my mom had passed, and when you said that, it was just like I probably had to re-look at the video and be like, because I was just zoned into every word like she was speaking to me. But we always have those moments every time we go live. It's the bells ringing or just something so powerful that I hope that y'all are just paying attention because and I did not know that. I didn't, so when you were speaking of her, I just tuned all the way in. I was like, that November 30th, so I know that's less than a week from coming up. And it's just a real, when I'm in this moment, when it's Thanksgiving and this time of the year, I'm just pure. So I'm just hoping everybody's looking and watching and paying attention to what's being said, because these are the things I'm practicing right now. I know a lot of y'all that know me just like, okay, Mayor Tokars, what are you doing? This is where I'm at right now in life. And it's just amazing that the things that you're saying is just hitting right there. So everybody that's tuned in right now, I'm telling you, this is where you need to be at this present moment. So just please just write down these things and just listen, because it makes all the sense in the world. And this is how you're gonna, no matter how many mixtape slots you get from me, no matter how many times I play your record in the club, if you don't have this, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, this is just amazing. So I'm glad to see everybody. Shouts out to Black Bill Gates or Royal. Hey, listen, make sure y'all just pay attention. Just keep it going. It's just, you're hitting all the spots right now. So just continue, please.
Well, let me talk about how success is really easy. Let me talk about how success really, it's 95% of mind set. Think about it. Your mind is set, and only 5% the strategy. But we've all been programmed, it's the strategy first. But when you get clear with your goal and you become emotionally involved with your goal, so first of all, you have to do the work. And what a delicious time to do it over Thanksgiving, where not only are you thankful for the time off, because I know Americans work a lot harder, I've discovered, compared to Australians, but just being grateful and thankful, it's the highest vibration of where you can manifest anything. If only we could practice the presence of gratitude all day long, and that vibration in itself will open up the floodgates for more abundance to come into you. So gratitude is a state, it's a frequency. And so over Thanksgiving, what a beautiful gift you could do is not only practice gratitude for your family, for the food, for the warmth and the clothing, whatever it is, but spend time sitting down and doing this sort of work. Because once you've got the goal, we're talking about you creating your own currency now, then we have to start to become emotionally involved with this goal. And when you become emotionally involved, what you're really doing is putting this new program inside of you. And your subconscious mind will take over. You will be compelled to act. Things will start to show up in your world, and you would think you are thinking, but you're not. It's the program within inside of you that is leading the way. Okay, it's just a destination you've given your subconscious mind. And let me just, I think, affirm to you the importance of doing this work, because increase is what everyone is wanting. It is our soul here for expansion and growth. But many people don't have a goal, and no one can find you because you don't know where you're going. So once you get the goal inside of you, you become a magnetic force for people, places, and things to start to find you. And what you are seeking is also seeking you. But your only work is to be true to your desire, be true to your goal. Because once you get true, you become so magnetic that people love to be around you. People want to be around you because you know where you're going. So I think, Mayor, for yourself, I think you made a decision a little while back that you wanted to make an impact in the world by helping people move to helping people, right? So that's why you've become a magnetic force for others who want to follow. And so I want to let everyone know that the more you can get clear with what you want, it's not selfish. It's actually a gift you give other people, because people follow people who know where they're going.
Woo.
People honestly follow people because they know themselves. Everyone's looking for a leader. But you need to be a leader of yourself. And how do you become a leader of yourself? You have to know where you're going and create your own economy. So this is why people will start following you and falling in love with your product and services, because you know where you're going. And by the way, I'm not talking about the plan. You've just got the goal
goal inside of you, the end result. The end result may be talking to 25,000 people and sharing your beautiful musical talents and abilities, your music and your lyrics with other people.
Yes.
Can you imagine if you live from the end all day long with a scene of the end result all day long, and you were faithful to that scene all day, every day, and that's what you focused on in a very short period of time? People, places, and things would pop out of nowhere to help you manifest that goal. I'm not worrying about the individual plan to get there. I'm only interested in the end result. And if I come up with the end result of what would the scene be, how would I feel about it, and make it a natural state, it's called being natural about it, then suddenly your whole reality will change on the outside. But it all begins with you doing this initial work to get clear. And I believe it's not about the money or the house. It's actually about how can I be of service to others. That is actually each and every one of us. That's our soul's purpose, is to make that impact and to help other people. And that's why the first 50 wants will be based on a superficial need. But if you go a bit deeper and unpack it with the different whys, but why do I want this? Why do I want this? Why? There's 7 levels of why. But just spend time with, no, really, what would I love to be doing? Most of us want to be helping others. That's the whole thing. That's our soul's purpose. With your individual gifts, talents, and abilities. So when we don't focus on the money, but on the impact, that's when it all starts to happen, because you're doing God's work in a big way.
And I would like to give an example of that, how we've manifested big goals. And so, how we aligned with something, just so there's an example here, and we created a vision that no matter what, we were going to go after it. And I recall when I applied, and Tanya as well, for Qantas, our national carrier here in Australia, we had to speak other languages. And we just wanted to serve people. We just knew, it's amazing. Later on in your lives, you'll all look back and you'll see how the dots have all connected. So anyone who's here or anyone who shares this content, it's meant to be, because you're ready for this information and you're ready now to build your own economy. Let's own this. We're activating you in big ways to at least step into a knowing more of you and aligning with building your economy. So let that be the teaching today. Please leave with acknowledging that. My thing was, when Tony and I applied, I'll give the one example, I had to speak Japanese to become a flight attendant for Qantas. So I did speak French, but when I applied, it had to be an Asian language. So my vision in me, I stepped into her already being the flight attendant, and I started learning Japanese, and it took me 2 years, 7 days a week. I even got a Japanese girl to move in with me, and nothing would deter me from passing that exam at the University of New South Wales here in Sydney, which Qantas set. But along the way, the most amazing people, because the vision was so alive in me every day, and I was writing it down. Who is she? What would she be saying? Where would she be flying to? Oh, who would she be meeting? Oh, could you imagine the people I'm going to meet, the hotels, what it's going to be like? I stepped into her every day. It only took me 2 years to be ready for the exam. And even during the exam, I even got support from God, because I knew I was not as efficient as someone who'd lived in Japan for 5 years. But Source took care of that. Source took care of it. God took care of it. And in the moment where I was supposed to make, polite conversation now with the examiner, God, my super creative genius, said to me, tell them now you need to go to the toilet. Say it in Japanese and go. So I excused myself at the perfect moment that Source told me. I had an intuitive hit, left the room, and when I came back, the examiner said, oh, you've passed. I've moved on to the next person, you passed. Yes. And he didn't even pick up that I didn't speak colloquial local Japanese. No, I just spoke the highest version called Keigo, and I was in. Perfect timing. The how and the when took care of itself, and I was in. But my vision to be there was 2 years earlier, and I stepped into her every day. And this is what I talk about, what Tanya and I are talking about, how you create this burning desire in you and nothing deters you. And then all the support comes along the way, even in the exam room.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Actually, a similar thing happened to me. I used to fly for Virgin Atlantic out of London, and I always wanted to get into Qantas. And I was living in London, and I came home, and I said, Tam was flying for Qantas already, and I wanted to get in. So Tam said, you need to speak a language. So I went, okay. So I signed up for language school, and I was going 7 days a week, and I learned Japanese and French, and I so wanted to get into Qantas. And one day I got a call, and they said, oh, we don't have any positions flying internationally. Do you want to come and fly domestically? And I was like, no, I don't want to fly around Australia. I want to fly all over the world. But like I said, I had the goal still to work internationally on Qantas. So I went domestically, and I didn't need a language to get into Qantas. So I started flying for the domestic, and then you could put your name down to go internationally once you were in the domestic arena of Qantas. So I put my name down. I want to transfer to international. And the funny thing is, I got into international as a French speaker, but I felt, for some reason, I was part of a language group, but I forgot to hand in my paperwork. So I ended up getting in internationally, and I never had to speak a language.
And that's our point.
And I still got in just a year later. And that's, I think, what we're reiterating to all of you. The goal never changes. The plan will change, but never change where the goal is. And always say yes to what it doesn't seem part of the plan, but it is part of the plan leading you to your goal. So don't make what's wrong. It's actually really right for you.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that to sum that up, don't ever put a judgment or a conclusion of how your goal should eventuate, how it should turn out. Because the moment you do that, I think you cap this magic that surrounds you, because it could be even bigger than you could imagine.
Yes. And
it could be so effortless.
Yeah, and you sort of put a kink in the hose. And remember, God, the abundance, let's be honest, most of whatever's happened in our life, it's often turned out far better than we could ever imagine. The abundance I like to call God, you can call it spirit, universe, whatever. The abundance God has for me is so much greater than even I can see or even have for myself because of my mental programming. So I want to let you know, just keep saying to yourself that God's abundance for me is even greater than what I've written down when you do this exercise.
Say that again.
God's abundance for you, even what I'm writing down, it's still limited to what God has in place for you. I want you to keep reminding yourself, this is just based on my programming, what I think I'm worthy of or deserving. It's even greater than that. And the only thing you need to do is just convince yourself you're worth it, right? And you just need to do, I say, just do even 20% of the work, and God will do the rest for you. But you've got to start, my darlings. You've got to start, and as the mayor said, start to write it down and get clear. Give your GPS, called your subconscious mind, a destination, right?
Right.
And then the magic's going to start to happen.
I love it. One thing that you were speaking on and that came to my mind is just trust the process. Not even trust the process, love the process. Just know it's going to take you there.
And when you think things, You know, often things will, when you have the quiet time and you pause, remove the distractions, you're aligned to your goal, these unusual intuitive hits will just come in from nowhere. And you go, this doesn't make sense. But that is the truth. That is where you should go. That is where your truth and power is the next step in this journey. Remember that. It won't always make sense, but it is actually encouraging you to try new behaviors that match the person in the end goal already achieved. I repeat, sometimes you're encouraged to do things that are very outside your comfort zone. They make you feel very fearful. They bring up your programming that says, I can't do that. But in fact, if you stepped and did that, it's part of you becoming he or her in the end goal already achieved.
Woo.
So you must go and do it.
Anything there you want to say, add?
Yeah, nah, that's just perfect, because like what you speaking is even to the point where in music, a lot of people are speaking the same language. A popular slogan right now in hip hop right now is for people to say, I'm him. Like, I'm him. That means you the man. So like when you saying I'm her, like stepping to her, it's like, have you listened to what I just been listening to? It's just like, it's like the like people that no, but like, you know, yeah, not that no, right, no,
Very aligned. All
right,
the people here, we're just all souls aligned,
right,
wearing our human suits, but we're here for a great gathering, and everyone is entitled to a magnificent life.
right,
There's no universal law that says you can't have what you want.
right.
And there's us who would love to love on you to create this magnificent life, to show you how your program is holding you hostage, and how by tweaking it, because you know what, there's nothing wrong with you. We're here to help you remember the greatness of who you are.
And another thing, when you learned those languages, it was still the same thing, right? It was the same formula, no matter.
Who said that I could learn languages? Who said that I could go teach myself Japanese? My superconscious, my creative genius found a way. Always found a way, made it really effortless. So all of you who want to be maybe famous music, and you know, really tap into that, because if you're following what everyone else is doing, because your best mate, that's Australian for friend, your best mate is a rapper, and he's up and coming and he's making YouTubes, and you're copying him, it may not be for you. You may be better served doing R&B. You may better be served being a music producer or a video creator. But how would you know that if you haven't got quiet? You haven't got clear with your goal. You haven't got that burning vision that gets you up every morning. You won't know that. And I also invite you to try different things, because that will also lead you to get clearer to your goal. You can always choose again, choose again, choose again. And every day, ask yourself, what more is possible? Wow, what more can I create?
I prefer the one, how can it get better than this? Because the universe will always answer us when we ask the right questions. But many of us are not asking questions, for starters. But asking the right questions are not yes or no. It's rhetorical.
Rhetorical.
Rhetorical. I'll give you a good example of how the universe will always serve us. I have a client, and I taught her about the power and potency of asking the right questions. And a simple question is, the most profound question that works for me and for many others is, how can you get better than this? Now, when you're at your lowest point, you can only go, if you ask that question, you will be delivered situations or answers to take you to a much better place. But many people put a kink in the hose when they start saying, this is as good as it gets, or isn't this great? Oh, I love this right now. But that's the time when you're on an incredible roll to keep asking the universe, how can it get even better than this? Because we're living in an infinite universe. So a good example of this is a true story. One of my clients, she went on a holiday to Europe, and she was working on the private jets, and she kept saying she got onto her first leg was, I think it was Air France to Europe. And so she got on board, and she was so excited to fly Air France. And when she got on board, before she left, she went, how can it get better than this? I'm flying in Air France. So when she got on board and she spoke to the manager who greeted her, she said, hi, I'm Sonia, and I'm a flight attendant. So if you want any help today, I can help you. I'd love to help you if you want me. So remember, she was in question before she bought, how can it get better than this? And so suddenly the customer service manager, the leader, said, oh, come with me, pretty lady. And she put her in business class. But she didn't say, oh, this is so good, oh, I'm lucky. She kept saying, how can it get better than this? So then the manager gets her all the champagne and all the amenity kits, the Jimmy Jams, the pajamas, and the kids all from first class, and gives her to her. And she's like, and a bottle of champagne to take off with her. And so she goes on a holiday, and she's now so realizing the power and the potency of this question, how can it get better than this? So on the way home, she kept saying the question to the universe, I'm on my way home now on British Airways, how can it get even better than when I flew on Air France to Europe? I'm going home now back to Los Angeles. So when she got on board, she said to the manager again, hello, I'm Sonia, I'm a flight, if you want any help. And she got upgraded again, but this time to first class.
We're all in first class.
We're all in first class.
You're now in first class with DJs, champagne, amenity kits, and we're all traveling to a first class destination.
So she kept saying this question, how can it get better than this? So she ends up now in first class. And so I think today that the universe is dying to serve you, but let's look at what we've already created today. We're going to have to get clear with what we want, and we have to start asking the right questions, but leaving the answers up to the universe. We often then allow our programming to come up with the answer, but the answer is none of your business. It will pop up. It may pop up instantly, or it may pop up in a couple of days, but the universe always answers a question. And if you stay in the question that has so much potentiality and infinite possibilities with it, you will be delivered even more deliciousness than you could ever imagine if you keep staying in the question. The universe actually is, or God, their only purpose is to serve you with infinity and beyond.
Woo.
So that's what I wanted to
And
say.
Ashley asked the question, could you say it internally and externally? You could say it at any time where you get a free coffee for the day, or perhaps you get the most beautiful compliment, or you somehow get that perfect car spot. Congratulate them. Thank you. How can it get better than this? And let this also lead into your Thanksgiving. As you sit maybe in environments that maybe are not triggering or not serving you, because if you've just joined now, we've invited you in Thanksgiving to become the observer, to be thankful for you now stepping into a new state of gratitude, but gratitude for you, gratitude for your new alignment to your new goal, your vision. At least ask the question in Thanksgiving for sure, how can it get better than this? How can I get better than this? And let's source.
But even like that, when you're writing out doing the exercise and writing it
your
out,
goal.
keep asking, how can it get even better than this? And then it will be, oh, I'd love this, and I'd love to be doing this. Oh, and I could do this, because what you're really doing is allowing your God, the spirit within you, to talk to you when you keep being in question. And I think many people don't ask the right questions because they don't believe they're worth it. But that's only because of the mental junk we've been programmed with. I don't know about you, but it was all about, don't be too greedy. Who do you think you are? Shh, I'm talking. You're not allowed to be. So that's what I think. Look, we're coming up to 11:55. May, do you want to add something else to that?
Or any questions?
Well, I just want to let everybody know that's in this room, including all the artists that joined. This is for y'all. I want people to just understand this is for everybody that's in here. This is not for me. Like, this is for everybody that's in here. I know y'all are receiving this, and I just want to let y'all know I love y'all. I know y'all gonna I believe in y'all, and I just want y'all to take this in right now and just do it. What do you got to lose? You got so many people that are so stuck on doing it this way. Try this way and it will work. I promise you. Like, just like listen to me. And when you say things relating to music, that may just, the light bulb may go off, but it all coincides with, this is just everything that you need to do. Just get your life, because you said one thing, people may think it's this, but what you're truly here for, that's the real reason, the purpose of it. Woo.
Yeah. And it's got more wealth and abundance.
It got everything. Yeah, you said
that you could ever imagine. But you just have to own it. You have to be the real you. Remember
Woo.
your power, not everyone else's. And then you will discover that what you have is the greatest gift, not only to yourself but to everyone. And with that, you're so magnetic, and everyone will want to play in your field. Everyone will want to gift you business, want to buy from you. It's really quite effortless, and it's actually very simple. And what we love us is for you to follow us, because we have, as many of these, we love serving and collaborating and connecting with people, because when you're connected to you, which is what my name is, the current of you, in connection to you, it allows you to connect deeply with others. And that is where success or wealth is, because you're in service. And Tanya and I love doing this, so we'd love you to follow us. And we'd also love you, if this is of interest and it resonated with you, get in touch with us so we can serve you more. Yeah. Allow us to serve you in a free coaching call. Let's see where you're up to. Let's see, unpack your paradigm, your programming, and let's see how we can soar you like we've been in first class. You're all up in first class with the energy of us three. The mayor's already in first, and us two, you're already in first class energy, first class beliefs, first class thoughts, words, and we're on a first class flight to a first class destination called your life. And you are worthy of it. And we want to thank you that you are the greatest gift this Thanksgiving, starting actually today. And we want to thank you for joining us today so very much.
I think today, really, it's coming up on top of the hour, and we've actually covered a lot in a very short period of time, and there's a lot to take in and process. But I think the whole mission for today's call is to remind you that you need to start to think big and not worry about the plan. And in order to start to not look, if someone else has done it, gone before you, you too can have it. But guess what? Even more. You can have it as well. Whatever you desire, there is a plan for it. But you need to spend some time, and that's what we're suggesting. Take some time out over this Thanksgiving period to be thankful for yourself, but also start to now write down what you would really love for your precious life. Listen, we can measure how much time, we can measure how much money we have in our bank account, our credit card, or maybe in our super, or whatever, we call it super, it's a 401k, but we can't measure how much time we have. And many of us are wasting time living through our five senses and believing this current reality, when if you continue to live in the past, you're going to continue to get the same results. If you live in the present moment, you're going to still continue to get the same results. But if you live in your future and you stay there long enough in the quantum field where your desire is waiting to be birthed, if you stay there long enough, my darlings, I promise you, in a very short period of time, you will bring it from the quantum field down to this new reality. And so today, Tam and I, we'd love to support you right now in taking that one step. If you would love to spend some time with us, have a free coaching call. Let's come up with what you would love to create for this new year. Let's look at where your paradigm is showing up, and let's shift that slightly. Because look, there's a lot of shifting that's happened in a very short period of time. But DM Tam or I, we'll sort of set up a call. It would be our gift to you to help you now and move towards this vision of your life sooner rather than later. So with that,
And man, the bells are going, just to let you know.
Love it. I love
The bells are on for you.
there you go, darling. So any final words you want to say, Meg? Because Tam and I we've covered a lot. And
I don't want to overwhelm everyone today.
Well, listen, a lot of people are they're just coming in and just asking what the live is about. We're saving the live. I'm going to repost on my page, and we're going to schedule the next meeting soon. So just follow. Make sure you follow. Everybody that's coming in. It's a lot. But before you leave, what would you want to tell them to be doing if they're just letting this just soak in right now? What would be the homework, as I say?
Well, I think some people have only joined now and not sure what we've covered. I'd invite you to all, look at the live again and take the time out. Take time out to go listen to it quietly, because there's a lot of nuggets in here. And write down what resonated with you. Some may resonate with you, some may not. But let's get your brain thinking in a different way today. Listen to it quietly. And then the nuggets in here, where we've given the idea to you, we've invited you, just prior to Thanksgiving, have awareness or have an idea of what you would love to be doing.
I think today what would be really beneficial to everyone is that you take time out now to write out more than 50 wants of what you would love for your life. And it may be a process that may take you 3 weeks, and you could do it in one sitting. But the whole idea of this live today was for you to get very clear for your vision of your life. Because many of you are possibly not dreaming big enough. And that's what we want to really, if we were your fairy godmothers and we have a magic wand and we know that you can be, do and have anything, but you haven't got clear with your destination. And so that's really the agenda was we're going to create your own currency and your own currency, your own economy, which is really to do with serving you. Right? Yeah, but it's really creating more success, more abundance, more wealth, more peace, more joy, having all of this and more. But in order to do that, you need to sit down and do some of this work, because as the mayor said, great point you made, is if it's sitting up here and it's swimming away and it's just swimming away in here, it's like, well, do you want me, the subconscious, well, do you want me to go there? Do you want me to go there? Or do you want me to go there? It's just a program, right? Give your subconscious mind a program, and it is compelled to serve you. But it really does begin with you getting clear, putting it in writing.
Yeah, new ideas for you. Starting your new year today. You could do this tonight.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So we're going to love you and leave you. Lots to take in today. But thank you for your divine company. Thanks for organising this, Mayor.
Thanks, Mayor.
So much.
Thanks for the community, all of you, and my community that joined. I'm sorry if I didn't notice all your names of my people, my community, but the Mayor's community, very pleased to meet you from Bondi Beach here in Sydney in Australia. So just saying hello, and we look forward to serving you and anywhere we can, contributing to you.
into your magnificence, your greatness.
And you do welcome them to contact you through
it's waiting for you.
Can they contact you through your DM?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I know a lot of people.
I've run it off my live today, but Tanya Pluckrose, it's in the notes when we advertise for this live to find Tanya as well. And we're definitely in contact with the mayor regularly because we have a mission.
We got a mission. Spread the word. Spread the word.
And invite you into your greatness. So come along.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So, love you and leave you, and look forward to getting to know each other more and supporting you right now. That's our greatest wish, is to support you to get really clear with what you want and discover what may be holding you back and help you achieve that. All right?
All right.
So, thank you.
Just bringing him on.
For and supporting you right now. That's our greatest wish, is to support you to get really clear with what you want and discover what may be holding you back and help you achieve that. All right? So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So lovely. What beautiful.
Are we ready to read? You can turn it on.
I need you to write a couple of things down. The car keys